Hey, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. So, I had this thought, and I thought I would come on and talk about the goals and manifestations that happened for you in 2021. And in addition to that, I thought I would kind of share with you how I kind of do my year end review, which may help you as well. This helps me in, just really getting a centered focus for the upcoming year. And one of the things that I do as far as like planning out my business and all of those things, I usually start around August, September. So before the last quarter of the year for the next year. And this is something I've been doing, my gosh, over 10 years now. And I had no idea at the time that I started that me planning my new year around that time was in alignment with I think it's the Hebrew calendar or Judean calendar. And so that was fun to learn over time that I was in alignment because you guys, I don't know how many of you know that with the Hebraic calendar, the new year actually begins in September. So when I found that out, I was like, yes, I am in alignment, right? So, but this is another practice that I do closer to the end of the year around December. I just go and take like a deeper look into, what my year has been like and, just start getting in alignment with the energy and all the things that I'll need in order to make um, what I want to come to pass for the next year happen, right? So I thought I would share that process with you all this morning, ask you guys some questions, and also give you an opportunity to be aware, right? Because sometimes we set goals and they are completely out of alignment. It may be what we desire, but they're completely out of alignment with where we are. And alignment is so important because one, our energy is everything, and whatever we focus on is what grows. And it's also important as you're, setting your goals for the new year that you realize that you have more than one area of your life, and the wholeness, the fullness, the more complete the entirety of your life feels, the more alignment you are for your goals. I'll give you guys an example. So, um, I was married for 14 years. I've been divorced now for about three. But when I first opened my brick and mortar business, so I owned a brick and mortar service based business for about 10 years prior to coaching and consulting full time. And in that first 3 years, right? So I opened the business in this order. I opened the business, I got married, and then I had a baby, all in a 3 year time frame. And I was overwhelmed. So I had, whenever I was full staff, and these were employees, right? So these were people who were waiting on me to brand the business and, be the creative director and come up with ideas that would bring clients into the business so they could get a paycheck, right? Of course, they had to do their part as well, but there was a lot going on for me. And I began realizing that um, I couldn't just focus on one area of my life, not and have fulfillment, because people do it all the time. I mean, there are plenty of people. This one person comes in mind, but there are plenty of people who do extremely well financially. Like their only goal and focus is their finances, is their business. And somehow or another, they assume that every other area of their life, the children, the wife, the girlfriend, or whatever they got going on relationship wise, their health, they just kind of assume that all of the other stuff, as long as I'm going to go make the money, will fall in place. But how many of you know that that is such a misnomer? It's not any truth in that. There's no harmony in it. And so it's okay if that is your only goal and your only desire. I believe there are times where you do have to pick certain areas of your life to, double down on, really get centered and focused on. But how many of you want your whole life? You want to get your whole life. So what I do is I look at 6 different areas of my life and I reflect to see like how am I doing in that area? How did things go in that area? And I'm going to share those 6 areas with you. It's also the foundation for how I begin affirming things in my life. Someone asked the other day, had I written a book? And I shared with them that I had written an affirmation guide called Police Your Thoughts. And that particular guide is also broken down by these 6 areas of life alignment, 6 areas of life alignment. That way, I have an opportunity to affirm what area needs to be affirmed. If I'm aware that this area is a little lower or not performing as well as I would like, things aren't manifesting as well as I would like, I could go to that specific area and say specific affirmations for that particular area. So that is how that particular book is founded. And it's also how I do my year end reflection. So I'll start with just going down the list of those different areas, kind of sharing my in review for those areas in my life. If you come back on the replay and you want to put in the comments, like, how is that area for you? What were your goals in that particular area of your life? And how do you feel that you've done in that area? That would be amazing. We can have a conversation in the comments if I don't catch you live. So let's start with the first area. And it's not necessarily in any particular order, it's just 6. I call them the 6 areas of life alignment. And here we go. So, health and wellness. So, when I look back over my health and wellness for 2021, I am very, very, very pleased. Like, I can't even explain how great I feel about that particular area of my life. So, for many of you, maybe back in 2020 when COVID came, the consciousness, hey, Shia, darling, the consciousness of the world was a little more concerned about their health. Anybody else? Like when COVID came, it just started, it made you take a look at like your immune system, what you were eating, all of those things. And so for me in 2020, I actually started something that I hadn't done in quite some time, and that was a garden. And I still have a garden. I'll post some pictures later because I haven't in a while of, what's growing in the garden. But 2020 kind of set the bar for me to really focus on a higher, deeper level as it related to my health and wellness. So in that particular area, for those of you who are just joining, we're talking about our goals for 2021 and how we feel we did in those areas. And I'm helping you to do like a year-end reflection by breaking it down into 6 different areas. And right now we're talking about health and wellness. And I'm going to share with you all what I feel I did in those 6 areas or how my year went. And you guys can do the same in the comments. So health and wellness. It was like absolutely amazing for me. I began to start riding my bike on a continuous basis, right? Not just hit or miss. And with that, I found that being active on a regular basis worked so well for me. It worked good for your girl's skin, my mind, right? My energy was through the roof. And so as it began to get cold outside, I hopped on the bike a couple of times and I was like, okay, wait a minute. I need to find something else that works, but I didn't want to put it down altogether. And one of the things about alignment is whatever your goal is, and mine is to maintain my health, right? Or even to reverse my health and age backwards as far as my organs and all of the things. And so I knew that riding my bike on a continuous basis, being active was something I wanted to continue to do. So now that it's gotten cold, I've been doing Pilates. I've been I've always been pretty diligent. No, I've been diligent about what I ate, right? So I haven't eaten pork since 1996, right? So it's been a minute. Um, and fruits and vegetables, things like that have been really easy for me, but I've been even more consistent with taking supplements, vitamin D, vitamin C. Um, let's see, what else do I take? Collagen, a couple things. So I'm actually a distributor, and I don't even talk about it publicly, but I do. I've been a distributor since my first brick and mortar business. I had a meeting at my business with a local business owner as it relates to health, because I realized that all of these beauty things that people were wanting was happening from the inside out. So I had a holistic health care practitioner to come in and speak to my clients and those who came in from the community. And it was at that point that I joined um, underneath her tutelage to be able to buy all types of supplements and things of that nature. So I'm still a distributor. I usually, share it with my private clients, and they're able to distribute those supplements to their clients in their line of work as well. And so I do have access to a lot of holistic practices. I even attract a lot of clients who have some type of health and wellness in what they do in and out their business. So health and wellness, I'm super, super pleased. That's been through the roof for me. And it's been an amazing part of my self-care, an amazing part of my self-care. Now, many people may struggle to exercise or to, have a regimen that includes, how they eat and maybe daily supplements. The alignment needed for that is your why. Is your why. And normally, if it's for anyone else other than you, maybe unless it's your kids or, longevity for legacy and things like that, it's kind of hard to keep it up. But when it's internal, when it's from a place of self love, when it's because you know you deserve to be healthy, you deserve to have stamina, you deserve to have energy, and you realize how great you feel, that becomes your why. So the next area is career and finances. So for me, the year of 2021 with career and finances was probably my easiest year bringing money into my accounts. It was an easy year. Hey there, Sandra. How are you, dear? I don't know if are you coming from YouTube? Sandra from YouTube. Good morning. How are you? We're doing a year in review, breaking it down by 6 areas of life alignment, and you just talk about where you feel you are in those areas. How did you do as it relates to your goals and the things that you manifested in these particular areas? So, career and finances was an easy year. I received money with ease. And peace this year at a level that I hadn't before. So that's absolutely amazing. How about you? How was career and finances for you? Were you able to get the promotions? Was it easier in your finances? Did you meet some of your financial goals that may have been paying some things off or increasing the number of people that you signed up in a course, or maybe just getting in alignment so that you could raise your prices on your products and services to the price that you knew they were worth, the value of those services, and being able to attract those people into your business. So that's the second area. The third area is social and cultural. Now, I do this activity with my clients called the alignment circle. And it also includes like these 6 areas. So I use these 6 areas across the board in different areas or exercises as I'm working with my clients. And whenever I do the circle for myself, I find that my social and cultural life always kind of sucked, meaning I would be into parenting, I would be into working or, my spirituality, all of those things, but my social and cultural life kind of sucked. And I work with very ambitious women who own businesses or who are in corporate America who want to turn their intellectual property into, they want to monetize it, turn it into money. And oftentimes I find that that area normally sucks for them as well. Like they may do networking events and things of that nature, but really social and cultural things that are specifically for them, that area of their life is, usually not the area that they focus on. But guys, when I tell you, that was my issue as well. But 2021 has been amazing for me as it relates to that. As soon as I set my energy to desire social and cultural events, listen, that helped me with my self-care as well, I began getting invited. And many of you are getting invited, but you're not saying yes, right? So in the area of my social and cultural life for 2021, I'm absolutely pleased with it. It was just an event this weekend past that I purchased a ticket for, but for other reasons I wasn't able to make, but I was excited about it. I am loving what's happening in my social and cultural life. I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went to the mountains and had an amazing time. Did something I probably wouldn't have done before. And so that's been really, really good for me as it relates to 2021. And I don't want to shift out of that energy. I want to stay in that vibration and take that right into 2022 with me. How about you guys? Are you doing things socially and culturally? All of these things bring a level of wholeness to your life, guys. Look, I remember at one time it was work, church, and home for me, right? So I've improved. That's the area that I've really improved on for this year, social and culture. The next area of alignment is your learning and self improvement. So I am a lifelong learner. Anybody else, put me in the comments if you're a lifelong learner, meaning you're an avid reader, you always want to learn more about different subjects. Um, you never quite feel that you know it all, and you always know that there's more to learn. And you implement that in your life. If that's you, put me in the comments. I know we're on the same page. Hey, Takima, how are you, darling? So I love, love, love to learn. So in the area of learning and self improvement, I did good. I think maybe not as much as I normally would by way of reading books, because I made a goal for myself to read 4 books a month, right? Last year I averaged about 3 books a month, so I didn't quite hit the goal. And this year I averaged about 2 books a month. But the only way I really do that is Audible. Anybody else Audible? I'm like an Audible girl here. I love, love, love to read. So maybe in the area of reading books, my learning and self improvement hasn't been there. But guys, I've been in a space of trust this year. That was my word for the year that God gave me last year. So I kind of been really allowing God to give me downloads about what I should talk about as it relates to my business. I've focused more this year from my life coaching certification than I have my business certification for being a business coach or a life coach. And I am so pleased with where that has led me. And of course, it's been perfect because your girl hadn't dated, and I'll get into that in just a few minutes, in like a really long time, right? So I was married for 14 years, been divorced now for 3. And I just decided I would spend some time really getting to know me. And because my energy is open for dating, I've been out here in these streets looking up dating and, what's going on. And man, like I'm really, really shocked. And it really led me to a space of wanting to help people heal, something that I had to do after, many years of marriage. And I was in an unhealthy marriage, unfortunately. But healing became really, really important to me. And I'm learning that so much of what I've learned over the past, I've been an entrepreneur for about 28 years, um, has been so powerful as it relates to healing. I've been able to even apply those things to my healing and teach them to other women, because some of us, our picker has just been off, children, how we've been picking people. A lot of times we talk about there not being any good men, but we have to ask ourselves, who are we choosing? Now, it's a word that's out now that they're saying, they're calling it dusties. Like some of y'all choosing dusties. Some of y'all like dusties. Listen, some of y'all choosing dusties, and some of you all like dusties, and that's no shade, right? Because we have to become aware of, why we're getting these same individuals in our lives, and we have to say, hey, is it something about these jokers that I actually like? But as we begin to change our subconscious mind, right, and that comes from learning and self improvement, we also change who we are attracted to. We change what's valuable to us. So the next area is mental and emotional. Now, this is so huge. I've been talking to you guys about the 6 areas of, no, I've been talking about spiritual growth and healing and the different areas and how you can tell like where you're at as it relates to your specific healing that you need to do. And mentally and emotionally for me has been powerful. It's been huge. So as I started like dating, your girl been dating behind the scenes. And dating is for data for me, right? It's not for like sleeping with folks. It's collecting data. But I learned that mentally and emotionally, I am so much more prepared than I ever was for these dating streets. Um, my communication is through the roof. Like my level of offense is not nearly as great as it was before. I can discern when someone is off and release them with ease. No hard feelings, right? Because I believe people have free will. So it's not our job to really try and change people, but just to recognize if those people aren't for us and have the ability to release them quicker, sooner, faster with ease. But even with that, um, as it relates to the area of mental and emotional life alignment, 2021 has been amazing for me. How about you? How has the area of your mental and emotional health been for you in 2021? This is a year end review. I'm going to run back over these 6 areas of life alignment. You can do your own self reflection, see where you are, where you're at, and then get an idea of what you need to focus on as you move into 2022. Home and relationships. Now, this area, baby, behind the scenes, like there, and I'm so glad that God laid it on my heart to trust for this year, because I've had some personal attacks in the area of home life and relationship that, just really could have gone left. But I've learned so much, right? I've learned so much. If I had to give some adjectives for how home and relationships have been for me, it's been a clarifying year for me. Um, uh, it's been a year of exposure, um, and a year of awareness. And as it relates to like relationships, ooh, I realized that who you are is who you attract. I believe that relationships are like mirrors to our soul. And I believe that people that we meet and come in contact with, and we continue to be in relationship with, are there to show us areas that we need to heal or make us aware that we have healed in certain areas. And so I've healed like tremendously. And my dating season has allowed me to see that. And it also has allowed me to see areas that, I want to work on even more. So, how has your home and relationship life been this year? These are year in review, things that you can think about that will give you levels of awareness: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the 6 areas. I'll run through them again as you're doing your year in review. What were your goals in these areas, right? And what did you manifest? And this is going to help you see, like, how do I need to center my energy as I move into 2022? In the area of health and wellness, what were your goals? What did you manifest? How'd you do? Your career and finances, how was it? What were your goals? What'd you do? Social and culture, go somewhere with your girlfriends. Meet some new people. I met a young lady yesterday that I am like super excited to connect and bond and grow with. Our conversation was absolutely amazing. We had so many things in common. She was also a consultant, but she consults for like construction, buildings, and things of that nature. But we had a lot of things in common. She loves to travel, and she's not African American, right? So listen, guys, we got to expand our horizons. I believe that exposure enriches our life and enriches our experiences. So get you a social and cultural life if you don't have one, and your job, the activities you do with your job, the networking stuff you do for your business, that don't count, right? Outside of that, learning and self improvement. What were your goals? What classes did you say you were going to take? What coach did you say you were going to work with? Did you do that? Right? Did you meet those goals as it related to self improvement? How many books did you say you were going to read? Did you read those books? How many programs were you going to do? Side note, if you were kind of low in that area, I have an amazing mastermind happening in January, but enrollment is now. It's renewfulcircle.com/she prospers. Renewfulcircle.com/she prospers. It's all about manifesting. It's all about alignment. It's all about stepping into your feminine energy so that you can embrace all of these 6 things that you're saying that you desire. The next renewfulcircle.com/she prospers. You can go there and join us before the early offer ends. And then the next area, because we just finished learning and self improvement, is mental and emotional. Listen, guys, We need to be just as mentally healthy and strong as we are financially healthy and strong, right? Um, when I think about mental and emotional, I also combine my spirituality into that because it impacts it tremendously. Um, and then there's home and relationships. What were your goals for your home? Another thing I didn't mention as far as home is concerned, although it was an eye opening year for me in that area, I also embarked on a remodel project for an Airbnb property. So that was different. I learned a lot from that particular um, project. And also, I'm really in a space of trust because I use the fact that I do work from home and my daughter has been virtual to not be tied to one location. So that has been absolutely amazing for me. I've had a measure of freedom this year that I've never had, right? And it was simply from stepping into that space of trust fully, right? Um, and that has been amazing for me. So, health and wellness, career and finances, social and cultural life, your learning and self improvement, your mental, emotional, and spiritual life. You kind of combine those, and then your home and relationships. What were your goals for 2021? How'd you do? Rate yourself in those particular areas and use that as a year end reflection to move into 2022. And for those of you who want to manifest higher, greater levels in all of those areas of your life, you can join us in the She Prospers Mastermind, renewfulcircle.com/She Prospers. I believe I can put that on this other link here. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to put that across the screen for YouTube and Facebook. Renewfulcircle.com/She Prospers. For those of you who are joining me on my regular Facebook page, the link is above the video. Come back. Let me know how you did in 2021 as it related to your goals and what you manifested and what you're wanting to manifest for 2022. That's my take.